Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, bring you our 2014 NFL Draft Special. We're going inside the war room with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're going to take a look at their team needs to see what players could be possible selections to help fill those needs. But first, let's start off by taking a look at the upcoming picks that they have in this year's draft.
The Jaguars come into the 2014 NFL Draft with 11 overall picks, 2 in round 4, 3 in round 5, and 2 in the 6th round. Now, they've addressed a lot of their defensive needs in free agency, so coming into this draft, they have a lot of ammo to get better offensively, like at quarterback. There's a bevy of quarterback talent in this draft class, so whether it's early or in the mid-rounds, the Jags can definitely find their guy. I also look in the backfield, losing Maurice Jones-Drew. They have to find a threat. And yes, they've signed Toby Gerhardt, but in my honest opinion, he's better suited as a number 2 back. They also have to look at adding pass rushers, be it on the inside or at outside linebacker, and depth along the offensive front is also key. Getting better at receiver is another must-do in this year's draft. Now, here are some quick notes to keep in mind. Number 1, the picks are based off my own rankings of these prospects using my own prospect rankings and my own big board. And this is the Jaguars portion of my total 7-round mock draft that I've done for every NFL team. And to view my big board and my prospect rankings by position, visit our website at footballgameplan.com/draft. And one additional tidbit is the fact that this is not indicative of where I think these guys will actually go in May's draft. In the first round at pick number 3, I have the Jaguars taking Johnny Manziel. I think Manziel will do just fine in the NFL. His style of play is very similar to the 49ers' Colin Kaepernick and what he brings to the table as far as being able to dictate what you do defensively in leveling the playing field. Also, you'll see the same things as a pro that you saw him do at Texas A&M. In the second round, I address the receiver position with Devontae Adams out of Fresno State. Adams' game resembles that of Brandon Marshall, who plays for the Chicago Bears. And now you pair him up with Justin Blackmon, Cecil Shorts, Ace Sanders alongside tight end Mercedes Lewis, and that'll make Jacksonville that much tougher to defend in 2014. Storm Johnson out of Central Florida is my second rated running back in this class, and I think he has featured back type skills, showcasing excellent vision, good run power, and balance with soft hands in the passing game. This would be an excellent pickup for Jacksonville here in round 3. Helping the Jaguars along the offensive line, I selected Antonio Richardson out of Tennessee. He's a guy that can play left tackle or right tackle, and pairing him up with last year's number 1 pick, Luke Joeckel, gives the Jags 2 excellent bookends along their offensive line. With their second pick in the 4th round, I finally go to the defensive side of the ball and grab DeMarcus Lawrence out of Boise State, who played defensive end for the Broncos, but projects as an outside linebacker at the next level. Lawrence's pass rushing talents gives Gus Bradley and company plenty of options on how to utilize him to effectiveness. Daquan Jones is another well-coached interior defensive lineman coming out of Penn State. You love his activity and quickness off the ball. He'd be an ideal 3-tech or even a 4-tech, working well in that Jags defensive line rotation. Bolstering the depth at inside linebacker, Preston Brown out of Louisville fits the bill. Brown excels on both ends of defense, and for a 260-pound linebacker, he moves very well in coverage. Next, I'm attacking the interior offensive line with Wisconsin's Ryan Groy, who was solid all week long at the East-West Shrine game and is another player that's versatile enough to play right tackle if need be. I have the Jags getting a steal here in round 6 with Walt Aikens out of Liberty. Aikens is a super athletic player that has good all-around game. He's the type of corner that Gus Bradley looks for. Tall, physical, and plays with passion. Aikens is one of my favorite defensive back prospects in this year's draft class. Double dipping in the running back department with Charles Sims out of West Virginia, and down at the Senior Bowl this year, I was very impressed with Sims' skill in pass protection. He also adds another excellent option coming out of the backfield as a receiver as well as a kickoff returner. Rounding out the Jaguars draft in round 7, I went with Blake Jackson from Oklahoma State. He's more of your big wide receiver, H-back type, but his ability to get open makes him an attractive option opposite of Mercedes Lewis. Recapping my Jaguars draft, I filled a lot of depth holes on both sides of the ball with a few potential day one starters in Manziel, Richardson, Adams, and Johnson, all in all helping Jacksonville become a bigger factor in the AFC South this season. I also want to give a huge shout out to Jaguar fan forums for always showing football game plan support.